avoid fighting, but the majority of the army continues fighting, not knowing what are they fighting for on our land. An absolutely insane and absolutely cruel war is waged, and sometimes you think whether they are human at all. Yesterday, the Russian soldiers just shelled a boat with the peaceful people in Kakhovka water reservoir. People were trying to save their lives by being evacuated, and they shelled them with missiles. These are dozens of meters away from the shore of the river, and they hit them with missiles. So in all the districts where the Russian army went in, there are hundreds of cars, civilian cars, that were shot at and put on fire. They did see that these are just ordinary people. There is no danger, but they still were shooting. There are many examples of these cars with civilians that were simply crashed by the armored vehicles, just ran over them. You have seen what Russian military has done in the city of Bucha, but they're doing this butchery of this sort in Mariupol and Kramatorsk and Kharkiv and Kherson. And I think you do understand that if the Russian army will get the order to invade your country, they will do the same with your country as well. This is something I don't want you to witness. They will do the same what they did in the city of Bucha to your cities as well, to the cities of any country. Whatever the Russian Federation authorities will decide, as if this is their land, part of their empire. And even if Russian soldiers will not understand why they need to do this, they will still keep on fighting, because this is hatred. This is the hatred to other people that is being nurtured among the people of Russia on the national level. Ladies and gentlemen, in your history, you have seen the invasion of Russia in your land, and this threat is still there. We have to do our best to make sure that this is not repeated again. The war of Russia against Ukraine is decisive not only for the future of our country and our nation, but all those who have a common border with Russia. Just like you, 83 years ago, Ukraine has the bravery to defend itself against such an enemy and such a power, which is numerically superior. There are simply too many of them. Numerically speaking, they have a lot of equipment and a lot of missiles, lots of people who can be thrown to war, and a lot of oil and dollars and euro that are spent for the propaganda of aggression. But just like your courage rescued your country from the Stalin invasion, similarly, our courage resists this invasion. 43 days now we have been doing so, but lots of things have to be done more. Unlike the Second World War, the democratic world understands that you can not simply turn the blind eye on the inspection of the tyranny. If the people are fighting for their freedom, they need to be supported. But ordinary people understand these things and these concepts more than some influential leaders. Smaller countries understand it better than some of the bigger countries. We have to consist the strong people of the world that such sanctions against Russia are needed, sanctions that will not be able to be bypassed, and sanctions that will stop their military machinery. We still have to ask for the assistance and the armament, and what we hear in response that we still have to wait for the fighter jets to come, for the anti-missile, anti-ship equipment to be delivered. They are telling us that we need to wait in the situation when we are losing hundreds of people on a daily basis because of the Russian attacks, when dozens of our cities have been destroyed. We still have to wait when more than 10 million people became IDPs. We still have to wait. In the reality, when more than 3 million have left their countries out of 10 million IDPs, together we need to do our best to make sure that these people will be able to come back home. We need to stop Russia. We need to stop the war, to make sure that peace is brought back to Ukraine and Russian occupiers would leave our sovereign territory. And this is something we cannot wait for. They tell us that we have to wait, but I have a question whether we, those who are killing Ukrainians, are to be held accountable, and those who are making us wait for the things that we need badly, wait for the means of protecting our lives, wait for weapons. And I'm very grateful to Finland that you didn't wait when this invasion of Russian Federation started, that you were very quick to help, that you made a historic decision of providing a defense support to Ukraine, for showing a principled position in sanction questions, that you are one of the moral leaders of our anti-war coalition. But I would like you to show even more leadership, both on the level of the European Union and bilaterally.